So we want to be back against a wall, hips as close as we can get them to the wall with spine straight. So we can be in a little bit of anterior pelvic tilt, which means that natural curve of the lower back, a little bit of an arch. What we don't want to do is we don't want to be rounded forward. So again, get as close to the wall as you can with your hips. And as far as feet go, we want them to be as close to the hips as we comfortably can. You can let your feet kind of splay open like so. Once we're in position, we're going to grab 2 weights and place them on our knees and then begin our lifts. So we're going to use a nice even tempo, raising up to about 45 degrees. And on the way down, just trying to open up that external rotation. You're going to feel the short adductors start to stretch, and we're going to feel a nice adductor contraction as we bring our knees up. So we're going to follow the program for the prescribed number of reps. And once you get through your lifts, you are simply going to get nice and tall. And we're going to try to relax deep into the stretch. Generally, it'll be between 30 to 60 seconds of just allowing gravity to run its course on our hips. Once you're done with the stretch portion of your rep, you're going to begin your lifts again. Generally, there's going to be between 2 and 4 rounds of these 2 parts to the set, each time ending with this passive stretch. So the long-term target for this position is going to be either knees, calves, or thighs touching the floor. Depending on your leg anatomy, it might be one of those 3 points, but we're going to try and get as flat as we can with this exercise, remembering to be tall with the spine, if not in that anterior tilted position. Now, another thing you need to keep in mind with this exercise is that it can actually be loaded quite heavy. So advanced flexibility trainees generally can use 50, 60 pounds per leg. So what I've got here is 20s. My legs can handle a bit more. So depending on the dumbbell selection you have, what you can do is just prop them up on their sides and just use your hands to create a bit more force and apply a bit more pressure, both in the lifts and in the passive stretch portion of the exercise. If you're at home and you don't have access to any weights, you can always just apply force with your hands. And same concept, just trying to resist on the way up and then relax and open on the way down. Final 2 points regarding our setup. So if you're someone who's fairly tight in this position and you find that when sitting on the ground, your thighs are at above 45 degrees like this, what you're going to do is grab a couple blocks or a pillow, something to prop your hips up. And you're going to start in this elevated position. And over time, as your adductors and hips open up, you're going to work your way back down to the floor. Conversely, if you're someone who's more advanced, you may want to start with your feet propped up on a couple of blocks. This obviously is going to give you more access to a bit more range as you work through this exercise.